Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Glenn Lewis, and you are tuned into The Biz with D right here. Keep it locked.
All right, everybody. Thank you for now tuning into The Biz with D on My Fierce Wings Radio. David Duane. Right now, we have Glenn Lewis. If you guys don't know who Glenn Lewis is, I mean, he had the hit song "Don't You Forget It." I mean, y'all should know that song. If you don't know that song, now is the time to learn, and you're gonna find out about Glenn because I mean, he's a dope artist, and he's here with us. What's going on, Glenn?
Oh man, that's what's up. That's a great intro right there. I appreciate you, D.
No problem.
I'm great, man.
That's good, and I mean, we're so happy to have you on the show. I mean, when I was tweeting and I put the little announcement out, people started going wild, like, I love Glenn Lewis, Mr. Don't You Forget It. That's what my girl Ebstar was saying. She was like, I love that song in high school. I was like, oh, I didn't even know you were in high school then.
That's what's up. That's cool, man. But yeah, you know, it's funny, that song, that song really set it off for me, man, and like, beauty of it is no matter where I've gone, what I've been working on, whatever I've been doing, like, you know, it's the one thing that, you know, it's the one joint that people, you know, there's a couple songs throughout my career, like, you know, Fall Again off the Made in Manhattan soundtrack, and some of the other songs off of my debut album, World Outside My Window, and other things I've worked on, like, people, you know, from time to time a reference to it, but always comes back to that record in particular, where everybody's just like, man, you have no idea for what I was going through, or whether it was a breakup, or, you know, I just moved to a new city, or I was just going through something, and your song just, you know, it had this kind of an effect on me, this positive effect, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, that's pretty major. It's funny, though. It's like, you know, everybody wears that joint out. Like, people just, you know, anytime they see me, I mean, you know, they'll be on like, hey, you the bull, Glenn Lewis, and don't you forget it. Hey, you're killing me with that joint, but hey, it is what it is, man. You know, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying, folks. You know, you know, they associate me with something. And it's you know, it's become a part of their lives. That's a big deal. That's major.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you worked with Cool and Dre on that track, and I mean, you're working with them now. I mean, with this album. I mean, how would you say, like, you know, first meeting them, working on like your debut project, and to like now, how would you say this, like, it's similar and it differed, like, chemistry wise, I guess I'm saying?
Oh, from like the first project till now, working with them on this new one? Well, actually, just to let you know, Cool and Dre is out of Miami, Vidal and Dre out of Philly. So
yeah, that was my bad.
No, it's cool, man. They used to get that every now and again too, so it's cool. But yeah, so, you know, really the funny thing about it is like, the way we are, our flow, and when we get in the studio, that aspect of it hasn't changed. The only thing that has changed is just, you know, finding new ways to challenge ourselves and always to get to a great song. You know what I mean? So the process itself never changes, because, you know, we just be, you know, we'll be in the studio and just, you know, busting jokes and, you know, just whatever, chilling. We might have, like, you know, maybe a bottle or something, you know what I mean, just to be able to chill and, you know, create a certain type of ambiance and, you know, just talking about life and whatever's happening at the time. And a lot of the times, a lot of concepts for songs tend to come that way. You know, we'll sit and chop it up, talk about life, and then next thing you know, music, Vidal might be playing something in the background, or Vidal might pick up, or Dre might pick up the guitar, and you know, I might, I hear a melody, and, you know, we might take something out of the conversation that was being had, and all of a sudden it becomes a line, and that line becomes a song. So, you know, the process itself ain't different. You know, we always trying to make great music and get to a great song. So, you know, in all this time, man, it's just, you know, it's just been the same. We just have that kind of chemistry.
Absolutely. And I know you had some albums since your debut one that you were working on, but they've gotten shelved. I mean, during that time, I mean, how hard was it, like, just to, like, really grasp the fact that these albums will never come out after all this hard work for you?
Well, I mean, it's kind of the game we play, you know, artists, you know what I'm saying? It's like you do the music because you love it, and sure, you'd love to be able to have the opportunity to share it. You know, half of the outlet of being able to vent is the creating of the music. And as much as, you know, obviously I want to get it out there, but sometimes, you know, you just gotta, you know, you gotta keep it moving. You can't really focus on it too much, because if you do, all you're gonna do is find yourself procrastinating and
Right.
wasting more time. So, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, you kind of gotta like allow that to fuel you, to push you to the next thing or the next situation, and continue to make great music.
Definitely. It's definitely good that you're back. I mean, with new hot music, and that your fans, you know, are even responding the way that the way that they are. I mean, first you came back on Twitter, I was like, oh shit.
Right.
Like from there, it like really picked up. I mean, how would you say just getting the reaction to like the new thing, just getting back in the loop of things? How would you say like the reaction is like overall been for you?
Oh man, no, it's been great. It's been really, really positive. Like I said, funny thing about it is, you know, music, you know, when it you know resonates with people, you know, it's the kind of thing that, you know, certain songs become a soundtrack to your life, and I've been fortunate enough that I've created music a lot like the artists that I've admired, you know, coming up, to be able to be a part of people's lives that way, to affect people's lives in a positive way, and to get them through like a rough patch or whatever it is. So the fact that the music has kept me relevant, you know, during the course of this time, and like true fans and even new ones, you know, with the new material,
Right.
with the new song and the new single, um, the fact that, you know, they're interested, and you know, want to keep in touch with me, you know, that connection, and to be able to support the music and express their belief in my music, their belief in me as an artist. And it, you know, it's the kind of thing that keeps me encouraged and keeps me motivated, keeps me making great music. And yeah, it's just been right from jump, man. Just everybody's been extremely supportive and excited. Like the enthusiasm is crazy. Like from going to radio to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
all the different people that I've met along the way, you know, doing my promo run to set up the album, and a lot of the work that I've been doing lately, there's been a relief and like a real enthusiasm and excitement. Like, yo, you have no idea, dude. I'm so glad you're back. And, you know, you've been missing from the game. We've missed you.
Mm-hmm.
It's been amazing that way. So, you know, I'm really, really grateful for that.
Most definitely. And I mean, the new album that's coming out October 15th, which everybody
Yep.
is going to have to go get, or else I'm going to slap them all to sleep with the
Right.
knockout. It's called Moment of Truth. And I just really dig that title because it speaks for itself. Real honest. And I'm guessing like that it's, you know, some real honest tracks, real laid back R&B. Am I getting the right vibe with that title?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the title itself, just it actually came out of a conversation that I had with Vidal, one of the producers on the album and one of the producers on my debut album, and we were just talking about, you know, the creating of the tracks, the creating of the songs, what I was aiming for on this album, what I was trying to accomplish, and, you know, it just felt like, you know, keep it simple, keep it honest, keep it real. You know, that's what's going to resonate with people, and wanting to be able to make each song a conversation piece. You know, song to song, taking it one song at a time, song to song. You know, leaving everything in the booth, heart, soul, everything, and sharing those experiences. And you look at it from the standpoint of like each song is like a moment of truth, and that's really where the title came from. Is like, it's a collage, or like you know, the whole project is like moments and of truth, the moments of just that honest, putting that out there, whether it's from expressing a real intimate place with a woman, to and setting the mood, to, you know, we've been in this for a while and I just got to let you know I appreciate you, to, you know, listen, I know sometimes it gets hard or whatever the case may be, but, you know, there's no reason for us to, there's no reason for you to shut down. Let's try and figure this out. To just whatever, just really just, celebrating love and relationships, and talking about the real situations that go on in relationships, the ups and downs, but basically my spin and my signature on it.
Definitely. I mean, it's funny that you mentioned that because I asked Marcus Houston when he came on the show about this question because you just mentioned the fact of love and stuff like that. And I'm just curious for you. I mean, just period, because you know how people always say, you know, entertainers, they don't have time to be in love and stuff like that. Would you say that is necessarily true? Because I hear people say that, and I just want to be like, you were so wrong, but I just say, shut up, David. Just don't even say anything. But what do you think about that comment?
I mean, you know, it all depends on where you are in your life. I think, you know, that there's a lot of things that affect that sort of mindset and that sort of like, you know, that outlook within society today, which you hear a lot more of. And I think, you know, some of the things to try to sort of touch on it in a nutshell, I think it's just like, there's so many of us on this planet, you know, and the population is, you know, growing every day, you know, and
right.
So you got 7 billion people, you know, trying to survive and trying to figure it out, you know. I mean, amidst the workforce, obviously it's a slightly less number, you know, excluding like kids and babies and, you know, senior citizens that are retired or the elderly that are retired. But, you know, as far as what the workforce is, it's like it's so intense and it's so competitive that, you know, we spend a lot of our lives, particularly on the Western Hemisphere, we spend a lot of our lives, you know, trying to get it, you know, and we're constantly bombarded with images of what it means to be successful. And I mean, to a certain extent, it's not far off. Like the images that we see, you know, people think success is like, you know, the ideal crib and, you know, 2 to 3 cars and certain number of zeros in your bank account, you know, followed by whatever number, you know, and it's true that, you know, needless to say, you know, you know, it's like, you know, basically money kind of equates into freedom in a way, you know what I mean? So,
that's true.
You know, I can understand the pursuit, but, you know, I think the thing that people have to be aware of is like, because the funny thing is no matter how much you get, there comes a point, you know, there's never enough sometimes. You know, you always look and you get to a certain level and then you look at the person next to you and they have something and you want that and it just never stops. I think there has to be a point where, you know, people have to really ask themselves what's truly going to make them happy. Like once you acquire everything that you're looking for, once you acquire comfort, what's going to make you happy? And there's nothing like sharing. There's nothing like having somebody that just is with you or around you for you, not necessarily what you got. And that whole area gets a little gray. It gets a little weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I just think that the two main things that we pursue in life is love and happiness. And as far as, you know, being able to love and be loved, like companionship, sooner or later people get hit with it, man. Like when you're younger, you out, you having fun, you working, you getting your money on your hustle, and you're getting your money, and you know, you're in a nightlife and you're doing whatever it is you're doing, and it's all fun and games, but eventually you ain't gonna be cute forever. You know what I mean? Like sooner or later, you know, you're gonna want to have something substantial, something real. And you know, I would imagine as you get older, the idea is that you mature, and as you mature, you start to realize that there are things more important in life than yourself. You know what I mean? So, you know, it all depends on the phase that people are in, where they are in their lives. I know there's a lot of people that say that, but, you know, I think eventually, you know, people grow up, man, and they, you know, hopefully sooner than later, and they realize that, you know, when it's all said and done, you can't take any of it with you. You know, you can have fun with it. I'm not saying don't be the huge success that you could go on to be and strive for, you know, the seemingly unreachable and all that stuff. I'd never discourage anybody from doing that, but at the same time, I think you know, love is definitely, you know, more than worth acquiring, and it's more than worth it to face the challenge and step out there and you know, be able to be a part of something and invest in something that that can enrich your life like nothing else.
Definitely. I just had to ask you about that because it's always a thought when I talk to different artists that are R&B. So I just had to ask you. Now you got this single, which is dope. That's off the new album, which everybody needs to go get. Need to go buy that single. Now it's called "Can't Say Love." Like, dude, seriously, that song is incredible. How did you
Thanks,
come up with that?
Well, funny enough, like I had mentioned earlier, it was a conversation. It came out of a conversation and that I was having with the writer of the record, my boy Latif out of Philly, and he was like, by the end of the conversation, he was like, "Yo, it's crazy that we're talking about this because I got this verse and this hook idea that I started that's right along the same lines." And we listened to it, we vibed to it. I was like, "Yo, I'm digging this," and we just, we built on it from there. And yeah, man, it's just, it's one of those things where I think, people try to duck it. Most people don't want to talk about it, but truth of the matter is there's always that certain somebody that, you just have that natural synergy with, and just a natural flow, and nothing has to be forced, and you guys just, you just enjoy each other, even in silence. You just enjoy each other, and just in whatever mode, and they don't judge you, and it just, you could be you to the fullest. And it's like you can move in and out of different situations or whatever, but for whatever reason, it's like, that person leave a certain kind of impact on your life, or they affect you in a certain way where it's like you'll care about other people. You may like them, you may care about them, but you can't really go there because it's like you may still be holding on to what where you were. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
That kind of thing where no matter where you move, no matter where you are in your life or where they are, there's always that connection. You always care about each other. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's more or less talking about that aspect of making like I wanted to find an honest and interesting way of approaching that topic, and I feel like that was definitely accomplished.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. Because I mean, the fact of even being one to talk on it, talk about it, I should say, is a good idea because not many people want to touch that topic. They just want to brush it off and be like, "Oh, well, we're just going to go about life. We're going to just sing about R&B baby making songs and popping mollies and everything else." But you touched on something that was really serious that a lot of people need to hear and kept it R&B, which is most important.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what's up. So now I do have a question from one of my friends, Ebony. She wanted to know, just growing up as a child, what made you just really love music the way that you do?
It was an outlet. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like music is it was a form of escapism. It's an opportunity for you to see things in a different way, depending on, the lyric of a song or the way the music hits you, it can open you up to a lot of different things, and usually tends to open you up to possibility or motivates you somehow, So music has always been an inspiration, and it was always interesting to me, like being able, like the whole process of creating something from nothing, where
Right.
You hum a melody or something like that, or you playing some keys on a keyboard, and then the next thing you know, that potentially could be a moment where you create something that the whole world is singing with you. So that always fascinated me as well. So I think, it's just for all of those reasons, music is just like, it was a passion in the making, and it's just an ongoing passion.
Right. That's definitely. So now, with the album, do you plan on going on tour?
Oh yeah, there's actually a few different situations in negotiation, different things in the works that's finalizing now. So I'm gonna definitely be out on the road in a minute, getting on stage and getting the opportunity to, get intimate and touch my fans and be out there and really just be able to vibe out with the fans, because the live experience is nothing like it, man. And I have so much fun. You know what I'm saying? Just being out on the road and actually being able to interact with fans and see them sing the lyrics back to you, and there's nothing like that, man.
That's so true. I mean, me seeing it, because sometimes I don't even be singing with the artist. I just be like, let me just enjoy it. Let them sing. Let me not sing along. But just the fact of the feeling of live music is like no other. It's just like, yo, I can't wait to hear this live. Because it makes it live music. I don't know if you see it the same way, but live music really brings out the full message, and that's what really understand it the most. They're like, oh wow, I didn't even hear that instrument like that, or I didn't even understand that's really what he was saying, or she. That's why live music is so dope.
Right, I feel you. Yeah, and I mean, dude, I'm telling you, and being in the studio is a great process, but there's a level of discipline that has to go into like making the songs, because you're trying to make it something that's, like people can sing along and something that people will listen to over and over and over again and never get tired of. But the live experience, you can sort of, it's spontaneous. Anything can happen. I could mess around and break it down with the band and pull somebody on stage and, give them a little private show type thing, we dance together or whatever, or they, I might just randomly put the mic in somebody's face. They might sing a line or two or something, or just whatever. You never know. You never know what it could become. So like that whole in the moment type thing is, I thrive for that. I live for that.
Definitely. And I was just happening to look like online, just like researching about the albums like that. And you got a song that's called Ugly Face. Now I've got to know, what is that about besides, the title, probably speaking.
It's pretty straight ahead, you know what I'm saying? It's like just, it's some love making faces, you know what I mean? Just, it was sort of just a playful way of just like talking about, a moment, me and my girl and coming to see her and, getting off on everything about her, and setting the mood and everything else and whatever else, but specifically, just some love making faces. So it's just, it was just like a cool kind of playful twist on it, and something that I figured again it'd be like like a conversation piece, like people will walk away like, oh, it's funny, like people will share it amongst each other, just on some like, girl, I'm trying to see that ugly face tonight or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So
right,
it's just a playful joint, man.
I dig it, because I never really thought of it like that, ugly face. I might have to use that line.
Yeah, man, you never know, you know what I mean? It's just, everybody like, I just think, it's the kind of thing where it's one of those topics people have touched on it. They'll say love making faces, but no one's ever really said it like that. So it just, it makes, you know what I'm saying? I think it was funny. So yeah.
That's what's up. So I mean, Glenn, thank you so much for this interview. What other things do you got going on besides the album and the tours like that we didn't touch on that you want to share with us?
Right now this is the focus, man. The setup of the album. I'm still working on music, recording and writing and everything, but this is the focus right now. Getting ready to get on the road, and that's the mission right now. Let folks know, I'm back. Got the new one, October 15th, Moment of Truth, and to get out on the road and support the album. And folks can find me on Twitter, obviously at Being Glenn Lewis, BEING GLENN Facebook is Glenn Lewis #4 Real, and Instagram is the same as Twitter. And if folks want to check me out, if they want to find out what's going on with shows or tours, or even if they just want to say what's up, that's where I'm at. So that's the mission right now, man. It's just the mission is the music.
Absolutely. Well, Glenn, you got to let us know when you come to Philly. Well, I'm sure you're definitely going to do a show in Philly once the album comes out. So just keep us posted, because we'll be there. Even in New York, Atlanta, we'll come out.
That's what's up. I most definitely will.
No doubt, no doubt. So before we have you to drop, tell everybody where they can find you as far as like your social media, so they can stay connected with you.
Oh yeah, they can find me on Twitter at being Glenn Lewis, BEING, and Glenn with two N's. They can find me on Facebook, Glenn Lewis #4 Real. That's the fan page, and on Instagram, it's the same as the Twitter. And yeah, people can find me there. And, if they want to see what's going on with shows or tours, or if they just want to say what's up, those are the ones.